Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss chapter 4 of your ISC Plus 2 history book. The name of the chapter is Challenges to Indian Democracy, and in this module we will discuss the role of syndicate and factionalism in the Congress. Before we start with the topic, let us understand the objectives of this topic. The first objective is to understand the role of syndicate and factionalism in the Congress. Then we will discuss the Naxal movement. We will understand the nature of the JP movement, and lastly we will discuss the declaration of national emergency in India. In this module, we will discuss the role of syndicate and factionalism in the Congress. Let us first discuss the new terms of this topic. The first word is syndicate, a group of people or companies that work together in order to achieve a particular aim. Basically, syndicate is that group of people who did not believe in the conservative methods and wanted to change the basic methods of any organization. The next word is factionalism, a situation in which a group forms within a larger group, especially one with slightly different ideas from the main group. In simple words, factionalism can be described as division in the main group. Usually in the large organization, some of the group have different ideology and they form their separate group within that organization, which is called as factionalism. The next word is Congress R. Indian National Congress R was created in 1969. It was created and led by Indira Gandhi. Initially, this party was known as Congress R. Here, the letter R stands for requisition, which means the act of formally requiring or calling upon someone to perform an action. It soon came to be generally known as New Congress or Congress I, as it was led by Mrs. Indira Gandhi, so it came to be known as Congress I. The next word is Congress O. The Indian National Congress O or organization or Congress was a political party in India formed when the Congress party split following the expulsion of Indira Gandhi. On 12 November 1969, the Prime Minister of India, Indira Gandhi, was expelled from the Congress party for violating the party discipline. The Indian National Congress organization or Indian National Congress O was led by K.K. Kamraj. There were differences of views between K.K. Kamraj and Mrs. Indira Gandhi on the working of the Congress. When Mrs. Indira Gandhi was expelled from the party membership, she started her own party called as Congress R, which later became Congress I. And now, the original Congress or the Indian National Congress organization was led by K.K. Kamraj. The next term is Garibi Hatao. Garibi Hatao or Remove Poverty was the theme and slogan of Indira Gandhi's 1971 election campaign. The slogan and the proposed anti-poverty programs that came with it were designed to give Mrs. Gandhi an independent national support. So it was a political strategy adopted by Mrs. Gandhi in the election of 1971 to win the public support. The next word is Bank Nationalization Ordinance. The Government of India, through the Banking Companies, that is Acquisition and Transfer of Undertaking Ordinance 1969, and nationalized the 14 largest commercial banks on 19 July 1969. Nationalization of banks is an act of taking a bank owned by the private sector into the public ownership of a national government. By passing the Bank Nationalization Ordinance in 1969, Mrs. Indira Gandhi converted 14 largest commercial banks into public sector. That means these private banks were now under the control of the government. The next word is Jan Sangh. The Bharatiya Jana Sangh was an Indian right-wing political party that existed from 1951 to 1977 and was the political arm of Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh, a Hindu nationalist volunteer organization. So Jan Sangh was a party of radical Hindus which supported Hinduism. In 1977, the party got the new name of Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh or RSS. Next word is Deputy Prime Minister. The Deputy Prime Minister of India is the deputy to the Prime Minister of India, who is the head of the Government of India. The Deputy Prime Minister is the second highest ranking member of the Union Council of Ministers. So the position of the Deputy Prime Minister is second to the Prime Minister, and amongst the category of the Council of Ministers, he is just after the Prime Minister. The next word is majority government. A majority government refers to one or multiple governing parties that hold an absolute majority of seats in the legislature. If any one political party or group of parties get the required number of seats which should be there to run the government, it is called as the majority government. In India, 271 seats are required to form a majority government. The next word is minority government. In a parliamentary system, when a political party or coalition of parties does not have a majority, that is required number of seats of overall seats in the parliament, it is called as a minority government. If any one political party or the group of parties fails to get or fails to show the required number of seats in the parliament, it is called as the minority government. If any government fails to show 271 seats in India, it is called as minority government. Now let us discuss the role of syndicate and factionalism in the Congress. Here we will discuss the main leaders who were opposed to the ideology of Mrs. Gandhi and how Congress got splitted into two parts. Towards the end of Nehru's life, K.K. Kamraj became the president of the All India Congress Committee. After Nehru's death, Kamraj was instrumental in bringing Lal Bahadur Shastri to power in 1964. He was part of a group of leaders in the Congress known as the syndicate. Students, we have already done the meaning of syndicate. Syndicate means a group of people or companies that work together in order to achieve a particular aim. So after the death of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, K.K. Kamraj became the Congress president. He also promoted Lal Bahadur Shastri to come to power in 1964. He belonged to a group of leaders in the Congress which were called as syndicate. That means he wanted to bring big changes in the working of the Congress. After Lal Bahadur Shastri's sudden death in Soviet Russia, the syndicate favored Nehru's daughter Mrs. Indira Gandhi over the veteran politician Morarji Desai. Lal Bahadur Shastri, who was the Prime Minister of India at that time, died in Soviet Russia in Tashkent summit. The syndicate leaders included K.K. Kamraj favored Mrs. Indira Gandhi to come to power on the place of experienced politician like Morarji Desai. At the initiative of Kamraj, Mrs. Indira Gandhi became the Prime Minister of India in 1967. So as the Prime Minister of India, Lal Bahadur Shastri died in office in Soviet Russia, so a new Prime Minister was placed at his position, and that was Mrs. Indira Gandhi, and she was greatly supported by the syndicate leaders like K.K. Kamraj. The first serious challenge to Congress came in 1967 when the Samyukta Vidhayak Dal took over the control of several states in Hindi belt. Students, Samyukta Vidhayak Dal was a group of parties formed in several North Indian states after the 1967 assembly elections. It was made up of Bharatiya Kranti Dal, the Samyukta Socialist Party, the Prajaya Socialist Party, and the Jan Sangh. Mrs. Indira Gandhi was then challenged by the majority of the party leadership. As Congress did not fare well in the state legislature elections, particularly in the North India, so many of the leaders of the Congress challenged the role of Mrs. Indira Gandhi in the Congress. The conflict led to split, and Mrs. Indira Gandhi started a new party known as the Congress R. Students, we have already discussed the meaning of Congress R. Congress R was a party which was led by Mrs. Indira Gandhi after she got split from the original Indian National Congress. Later on, Congress R was also called by Congress I. The official Congress Party or the original Congress Party was led by K.K. Kamraj. This was called as Congress O or Congress Organization. The split in the Congress was the result of growing differences between syndicate or old guards and Mrs. Indira Gandhi. Mrs. Indira Gandhi quickly took control of the finance portfolio, that is finance department, from Morarji Desai and passed the Bank Nationalization Ordinance. The government, through the Banking Companies Acquisition and Transfer of Undertaking Ordinance 1969, and nationalized the 14 largest commercial banks or private banks on July 19, 1969. Mrs. Indira Gandhi was made the Prime Minister of the country after the sudden death of the Prime Minister of India, Lal Bahadur Shastri, in Soviet Russia. This step was taken on the recommendation of syndicate leaders like K.K. Kamraj. As she was having differences about the working of the Congress Party with K.K. Kamraj, so when she became the Prime Minister of the country, she took over the finance department from Morarji Desai and declared the Bank Nationalization Ordinance, by which she declared the 14 largest commercial banks or the private banks of the country as public banks or under the control of the government. After the death of President Zakir Hussain in 1969, the syndicate faction chose Sanjeeva Reddy as the Congress candidate. The Vice President of India, V.V. Giri, also filed his nomination as an independent candidate for the post of the President. The President of India, Mr. Zakir Hussain, died in office in 1969. The syndicate faction of the Congress supported the name of Sanjeeva Reddy to fill the vacancy of the President of India. V.V. Giri, who was the Vice President of India, also filled his nomination for the post of the President. Mrs. Indira Gandhi openly supported Mr. Giri against Mr. Reddy. After the victory of Mr. V.V. Giri, Mrs. Gandhi was served with a showcase notice for her indisciplined action. She did not reply, which led to the split in late 1969. The differences between K.K. Kamraj and Mrs. Indira Gandhi grew to such point that, being the member of the same party, the two different factions supported two different candidates for the post of the President. As the President of the original Indian National Congress or Indian National Congress Organization, K.K. Kamraj served the show cause notice for indiscipline to Mrs. Indira Gandhi, which led to split in the Indian National Congress officially in 1969. Indira Gandhi's faction was called Indian National Congress R, but later on this portion was called as Indian National Congress I for Indira Gandhi. This faction had maximum number of MPs. Naturally, Mrs. Indira Gandhi remained in control of the government as she was having the maximum number of MPs with her side. The split in some ways has been seen as a left-wing and right-wing conflict. The split in the Congress has been compared by many historians as a split like Communist Party of India and Communist Party of Marxist. Mrs. Indira Gandhi wanted to follow a popular agenda to gather support in the election. She then raised the slogans such as Garibi Hatao or Remove Poverty and wanted to develop closer ties with Soviet Russia. Mrs. Gandhi believed in the concept of popular politics and wanted to grab the attention of the voters in the next election by her campaign like Garibi Hatao. But the old guards of Indian National Congress, O, stands for more conservative agenda and distrusted the Soviet help. Mrs. Indira Gandhi was more inclined towards Russian philosophy and wanted more closer ties with Soviet Russia. On the contrary, the syndicates, who were now in the Indian National Congress O, did not like the help of Soviet Russia in India's internal policies. The Indian National Congress O later merged with much larger Bharatiya Lok Dal and other parties to form Janata Party as a more united opposition to Indira Gandhi's rule. As Congress R or Congress I, which was led by Mrs. Indira Gandhi, was more stronger as compared to Indian National Congress O. So in order to make tough resistance to Mrs. Gandhi, the Indian National Congress later on merged with Bharatiya Lok Dal and other parties, and that was the foundation of Janata Party, which provided as a tough opposition for Indira Gandhi's rule. Now we will discuss the political parties other than Congress and the main leaders who stood against Mrs. Gandhi's policies. One important feature of the election of 1967 was the coming together of the opposition parties. Some of them formed anti-Congress fronts in some states. In other cases, they entered into a series of electoral adjustment, that is, forming coalitions or coming together against Congress by sharing seats and avoiding contest with each other. In simple words, in many of the states, many political parties joined hand against Congress. Thus, Jansangh emerged as the main opposition party in UP, Madhya Pradesh and Haryana, Swatantra Party in Odisha, Rajasthan, Andhra Pradesh and Gujarat, the SS Party in Bihar and the Communist Party in West Bengal and Kerala. We can see number of regional parties emerged as powerful in different states against the policies of Congress and its leader Mrs. Indira Gandhi. Now let us discuss what was the importance of the elections of 1967. As you can see on your screen, in the 4th general election that held in 1967, Congress won with just over 40% vote share, but seats were reduced from 361 from 494 to 283 from 520. 1967, India held the general elections to the 4th Lok Sabha. The Indian National Congress remained in power by winning a clear majority of seats, but the party now held 70 less seats than in 1962. So no doubt in 1967 elections also, Congress was the winning party, but its performance has gone down drastically from 1962 general elections. In the meantime, the Congress faced internal division. The popular leaders like Jawaharlal Nehru and Lal Bahadur Shastri had died. One of the reasons of the downfall of performance of Congress in 1967 election was the death of the popular leaders of Congress, Jawaharlal Nehru and Lal Bahadur Shastri, who had contributed a lot in the freedom struggle of India. Now there were two factions in Congress. One was led by K.K. Kamraj and the other was under the leadership of Mrs. Indira Gandhi. Indira Gandhi, the daughter of former Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru, had succeeded Lal Bahadur Shastri as a leader. Students, this we had already discussed, that Lal Bahadur Shastri died in office as the Prime Minister of India in Tashkent Conference in Russia. After his death, on the recommendations of K.K. Kamraj, Mrs. Indira Gandhi was elected the new Prime Minister of the country. Very soon, a rift emerged between her and the Deputy Prime Minister Morarji Desai, who had been her rival in 1966 party leadership contest. There were differences in her ideology and the ideology of Morarji Desai, who was the Deputy Prime Minister and also stood for the post of Prime Minister as rival of Mrs. Indira Gandhi. One important feature of the 1967 election was the coming together of opposition parties. Some of them formed anti-Congress fronts in some states. Though these political parties had difference of opinion, their only desire was to defeat the Congress. During 1967 elections, many regional parties had come closer by forming coalitions against the Congress party. Though their ideologies were different, but their common aim was to defeat Congress in the election. Another important feature of the election of 1967 was the dramatic defeat of the Congress. Though the Congress succeeded in retaining control of Lok Sabha, its majority was drastically reduced. From 361 seats of 1962 general election, its position reduced to 294 seats in 1967 election. Congress also lost its majority in the assemblies of 8 states. These were UP, Bihar, Rajasthan, Punjab, West Bengal, Odisha, Madras and Kerala. So in many of the state legislature elections, Congress had to face defeat. Jan Sangh emerged as the main opposition party in UP, Madhya Pradesh and Haryana, Swatantra Party in Odisha, Rajasthan, Andhra Pradesh and Gujarat, and SSP Party in Bihar, and Communist Party emerged as powerful in West Bengal and Kerala. Students, this map clearly depicts the performance of the Congress in 1967 election. The area which you can see unshaded were the states where Congress was able to win in the state assembly election. Here you can see the areas: Jammu and Kashmir, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Mysore. Here you can see in the northeastern Assam. So Congress was able to get majority seats in the state legislature elections. You can also see the shaded area where Congress failed to get the required number of seats. Here you can see Punjab, Uttar Pradesh, Madras, Kerala, Odisha, West Bengal. So these were the places where Congress was not able to get majority, so it has to face defeat. Rajasthan was a place where Congress was not able to get the majority, but still it was able to form the government by forming coalition. So this map clearly depicts that how the performance of the Congress has gone down in the state assembly elections of 1967. Now let us discuss what were the results of the general elections of 1967. The Congress party lost the confidence of the people. The party suffered a serious setback. Though it succeeded in retaining its power, the decline of support for Congress was seen when the party lost control of 6 state governments in the election. The electoral losses of the party led Mrs. Indira Gandhi becoming assertive and opting a series of choices. Students, here assertive means expressing your opinion clearly and firmly so that people listen to you or do what you want. In other words, we can say the loss of prestige of Congress party in form of lesser seats in the elections of 1967 as well as in the state legislature elections resulted in Mrs. Indira Gandhi emerging as dictator. She behaved like a dictatorial prime minister. This put her against the rest of the party establishment. The internal strife continued to worsen until she was expelled from the party in November 1969. This action led to a split of the party into 2 factions: the Congress O, led by Morarji Desai, and the Congress R, led by Indira Gandhi. Now she continued to head a minority government with support from Communist Party of India until she called an early election in 1971. As her own party got splitted between 2 factions, Congress O, which was led by Morarji Desai, and Congress R, which was led by Mrs. Indira Gandhi. So she was the leader of a minority government which lacked the required seats to form the government. The only party which was backing her was the Communist Party of India. Knowing this, that she was not having the majority, she called for early elections in 1971. Students, these are the objectives we have covered in this module. We have started this module with the role of syndicate and factionalism in the Congress. Here we have discussed that syndicate were those leaders of Congress who wanted to bring big changes in the Congress. and due to their differences with the conservative, there were divisions in the Congress. Here we have discussed the differences between the syndicate leaders like K.K. Kamraj and Mrs. Indira Gandhi. Mrs. Indira Gandhi was more inclined towards the Russian ideology and wanted Russian help for policy formation, whereas the syndicate leaders like K.K. Kamraj did not want any Russian interference in the policy making of India. Then we have discussed the emergence of different political parties against the Congress leadership. Here we have discussed the role of Jan Sangh, which emerged as the main opposition party in UP, MP and Haryana. Then we have discussed Swatantra Party, which was the main party in Odisha, Rajasthan, Andhra Pradesh and Gujarat. We have also discussed SS Party, which was a dominating party in Bihar. And finally, we have discussed that in West Bengal and Kerala, the Communist Party was fighting against the Congress dominance. Then we have discussed the importance of elections of 1967, that no doubt Congress was in majority, but its performance has gone down as compared to 1962 general election. It has got 70 seats less as compared to 1962 elections, and it also lost election in 6 state legislative assemblies. And then lastly, we have discussed the results of elections of 1967, that no doubt Congress was a majority party in the Lok Sabha, but still the opposition parties have become more stronger in state legislatures. They have made coalitions against the Congress party. There were internal strife in the Congress which led to formation of 2 different sections. Congress O, which was earlier led by K.K. Kamraj and then later on Morarji Desai. And the second group was Congress R, which later also became Congress I, as it was led by Mrs. Indira Gandhi. Students, these are the questions we have discussed in this module. Question number 1, who was K.K. Kamraj? Second question, what was the reason of the split between Mrs. Indira Gandhi and K.K. Kamraj? The third question is, why did Mrs. Indira Gandhi pass the Bank Nationalization Ordinance? Question number 4 is, which party supported Mrs. Indira Gandhi during the split? The next question is, discuss the importance of the election of 1967. Question number 6 is, discuss the causes of factionalism in the Indian National Congress. You can see a YouTube link on your screen. If you want to explore more on this topic, you can click this link. With the help of this explanation and internet, you are advised to make notes of this topic. We'll meet you in next session. Till then, have a nice day.